What's up guys, Jason here. In this video I'm going to be teaching you how to make a simple and efficient Minecraft Bedrock kelp field farm. This farm works on 1.21 and on all platforms of Minecraft Bedrock, whether you play on a phone, tablet, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, or PC. As you guys can see here, this farm produces a ton of dried kelp blocks. By the way, dried kelp blocks are a great source of fuel for furnaces, blast furnaces, or smokers. For this farm, you'll need 4 chests, 2 smokers, 5 hoppers, 2 crafters, 2 redstone comparators, 2 redstone repeaters, 5 redstone torches, 13 redstone, 1 water bucket, 1 lever, 1 piston, 1 sticky piston, 2 sand, 2 glass panes, 1 sign, 6 ladders, 1 kelp, 1 slab, 1 trapdoor, and finally about a stack of solid blocks. You can use any type of solid block that you want. A couple of examples of solid blocks are smooth stone or cobblestone. The first step is to choose an area to make this farm at. Make sure you don't make this farm on a chunk border. By the way, a link to my tutorial on how to find chunk borders is in the description. Once you have chosen an area to make your farm at, place down 2 solid blocks. Then place a solid block over here and a solid block over here. Now break this block. Once you have done that, place a lever over here, redstone torch over here, and redstone repeater over here. Make sure the 2 prongs of that redstone repeater are facing that way. Now place redstone at this spot. As you guys can see there, that should create a redstone clock. Once you have created that redstone clock, flick this lever down to shut it off. The next step is to place 3 solid blocks over here. 1, 2, 3. Now place 3 solid blocks over here as well. Then place 3 blocks over here, and 3 blocks over here. After you have done that, place a sticky piston at this spot. Make sure that sticky piston is facing this way. Then go behind the farm. Now place a block at this spot. Then place 3 redstone like this. As you guys can see there, that redstone should cause that sticky piston to extend. Now place sand over here. Then place sand on top of the extended part of the sticky piston. Then place a solid block at each of these spots. That sand and sticky piston system will update kelp so that it grows every second. The next step is to place a solid block over here and a piston at this spot. Make sure that piston is facing this way. That piston will automatically harvest all of the kelp that grows. Now place 3 blocks over here, 3 over here, and 3 over here as well. Now do the same thing on this side. Place 3 blocks over here, 3 over here, and 3 over here as well. Then place a block at this spot. Once you're done with that step, place a slab over here and trapdoor at this spot. The next step is to place 3 solid blocks over here, 1 over here, and 3 over here. Now place a block at this spot. Then crouch down and place 2 chests over here. After you have created that double chest, go to this spot. Now break this block. Then crouch down and place a hopper over here. Make sure the nozzle of that hopper is pointing that way towards that chest. Now place a sign at this spot. That sign will ensure the water flows correctly. Then place 2 glass panes over here. The next step is to place water in this slab. Now open this trapdoor. Then plant kelp on the sand block. Then close this trapdoor. That will be the kelp chamber in this farm. Once you have planted that kelp, go behind the farm. Then place a redstone torch over here. Now place a solid block on that redstone torch. Then place another redstone torch over here. Now place a solid block on this redstone torch. Now place a redstone torch at this spot. Then place a solid block on this redstone torch. Finally, place a redstone torch over here. It's really important that you create this redstone system correctly. Make sure you placed all the redstone torches at the correct spots. The next step is to place a block over here and a block over here. Now place 2 redstone like this. That redstone will connect the redstone clock to that piston. The next step is to break these 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now break these 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then break this block. Once you have done that, break all the blocks and that outline. The next step is to go down here. Now crouch down and place 2 hoppers. Make sure the nozzles of those hoppers are pointing downwards. Now temporarily place 2 solid blocks over here. Then place 2 smokers over here. Those smokers will smelt kelp into dried kelp. Now place a crafter at this spot. Make sure that part of the crafter is facing this way. That crafter will automatically convert dried kelp into dried kelp blocks. Then crouch down and place 2 chests over here. After you are done with that step, break these 2 blocks. Then crouch down and place 2 hoppers over here. Make sure the nozzles of those hoppers are pointing that way towards that crafter. The next step is to place 4 solid blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place a solid block at this spot. Now face this direction. Then place a redstone comparator over here. Make sure the 2 prongs of that redstone comparator are facing towards the crafter. Now click this redstone comparator 1 time. As you guys can see there, that should make that light go on. Then place a redstone repeater over here. Make sure the 2 prongs of that redstone repeater are on that side. The next step is to place 7 redstone like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's important that you place all the redstone at the correct spots. Now place a crafter over here. Then open it. Then disable these 8 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you have done that, exit out of the crafter. Then place a redstone comparator over here. Make sure the 2 prongs of that redstone comparator are facing towards this crafter. The final step is to place 6 ladders over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those ladders will allow you to easily access the top of the farm. I am now going to do a quick fly around so you can check and make sure you've made this farm correctly. Over here, there should be the kelp chamber. By the way, it does not matter what height your kelp grows to. Over here, there should be the smelting system. Make sure the hoppers face the correct directions. Over here, there should be the crafter system. This side of the farm should have this ladder. The back of the farm should have this redstone. Finally, this side should have the redstone clock. I am now going to show you all how to use this farm. To use it, first add some coal or other fuel source to these smokers. The more fuel you add, the longer you will be able to use this farm for before having to add more fuel. By the way, this farm will be able to fuel itself later. Now flick this lever up. Then wait. The sand and sticky piston system will update the kelp so that it grows every second. The kelp will then get automatically harvested by that piston. The kelp will then get collected by that hopper and funneled into that chest. Those hoppers will then funnel the kelp down into those smokers. In the smokers, the kelp will be smelted into dried kelp. The dried kelp will get picked up by those hoppers and funneled into that crafter. Whenever that crafter has 9 kelp, it will create a dried kelp block. The resulting dried kelp block will get funneled into this chest. By the way, this farm produces kelp faster than kelp is smelted. As a result, this chest will eventually become full of kelp. You can use the dried kelp blocks you get from this farm to fuel it. By the way, this farm creates a lot more dried kelp blocks than it uses. That is because it takes 9 dried kelp to make 1 dried kelp block, and each dried kelp block smelts 20 items. You should only have this farm turned on when you're standing near it. If you're going to leave the farm area or leave the world, first click this lever down to shut it off. That'll prevent the farm from breaking. The farm will continue to smelt kelp as long as there is kelp and fuel in those smokers. If the kelp in this farm ever breaks for you, you can easily replant it by going up here. If this farm does not work for you, check to see if any sand has fallen below the sticky piston. If there is any sand over here, you will need to break it. Also check to see if you made this farm on a chunk border. If you made it on a chunk border, you will need to remake it so that it is on 1 chunk. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this simple and efficient Minecraft Bedrock kelp field farm. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check out my other Minecraft videos. Thanks for watching.